More than 200 years of colonial tradition may be traced back to the institution. Many of the people who have worked here, like Albert Einstein, are scientists themselves. His discoveries made it easier to turn on the lights, prepare supper, and play video games on our consoles because he made it easier to create and use electricity. It's hard to find a better example of needlework than the Bayeux tapestry. The craft likely predates weaving by a long shot. The Bible mentions needlework in Exodus and the Vedas. Stitching embellishments in ancient Egypt were frequently made of gold, which was often utilized to cover the whole garment. The plan, which Democrats aim to get through the Senate by the weekend, is still one of the greatest federal aid packages in modern American history. Families that have been hit hard by the coronavirus epidemic would get hundreds of billions of dollars to spend on vaccine distribution, hospitals, state and local governments, and other public services. To further affect the private sector, governments also employ economic planning. Instead of managing production and allocating resources only for economic gain, socialist and communist regimes have done so for a long time using planning as an alternative to the pricing system.
Three medical professors from Hamburg University traveled to Ingeborg's East Berlin apartment last month to quiz her on the research she did in Germany before World War II.
You'll be asked to cite a variety of sources in nearly every paper you write in college. Even if you don't have to, using a few quotations into your writing may enhance your arguments and make them more compelling. When using quotes, be sure you're not just stuffing them in there for the sake of it. In addition to helping you focus and stay energized, coffee is a beloved beverage across the world. A lot of folks start their day off correctly by drinking a cup of coffee every morning. As a bonus, coffee has been connected to a slew of possible health advantages, making it even more compelling to make. It was found that while many companies express interest in Jacobson's use case approach, actual scenario usage often falls outside what is described in textbooks and standard methodologies. Users, therefore, face significant scenario management problems not yet addressed adequately in theory or practice and are demanding solutions to these problems. Child language brokers are children or young people who translate or interpret on behalf of family members or others who do not speak the local language. When settling into a new country, children often learn the local language more rapidly than their parents and other adults. Starfish have hard, calcified skin, which shields them from most predators, and many wear striking hues that cover them or frighten away potential assailants. Simply marine creatures, there are no freshwater ocean stars, and just a couple live in saline water. Past their particular shape, ocean stars are celebrated for their capacity to recover appendages and at times, whole bodies.
Cows are fed hay and silage by farmers, who refer to the grass as hay and silage. Despite the common misconception that dairy cows are provided with a heavy grain diet, they really consume the leaves and stems of maize, wheat, and oats significantly more frequently than they do grains like corn kernels. In order to bring out the key aspects of an author's argument, the development of an abstract necessitates extensive knowledge of the subject matter. It is therefore necessary to devote a significant number of highly skilled personnel to the duty of facilitating or providing information. Ever since I remembered, Father woke up at 5 every morning, made us all breakfast and read newspaper. After that, he would go to work. He worked as a writer. It was a long time before I realized he did this for a living. In terms of gender and educational background, the individuals we know are similar to ourselves. Despite the fact that our friends tend to be similar, many individuals are ignorant of this since they didn't choose their pals based on this. First and foremost, our social ties are based on the people we encounter. This is influenced by the kinds of social situations and activities we participate in. The century-and-a-half-old mystery of why capillary condensation, a fundamentally microscopic phenomena involving a few molecular layers of water, can be represented relatively well using macroscopic equations and macroscopic features of bulk water has been solved by a new research effort. Nature has a secret rule that we don't know about.
Transhumanism is a worldwide philosophical movement that argues for drastically improving human cognition and physiology by creating and making sophisticated technology broadly available. In recent years, it has become fashionable. Transhumanists think that we may develop beyond our human limits and become something more.
Bacteria, viruses, and tiny protozoa are well known. These microscopic agents may be tracked as they enter our systems and cause harm to our organs. We're learning more and more about how our bodies fight off these invaders, and we've developed a smart chemical that can aid in the battle. An action-oriented political declaration, agreed upon in advance by agreement through international talks under the auspices of the conference, was also planned to be adopted during that special session, as was. The Mars 2020 Perseverance rover will search for signs of ancient microbial life, which will advance NASA's quest to explore the past habitability of Mars. The rover has a drill to collect core samples of Martian rock and soil, then store them in sealed tubes for pickup by a future mission that would ferry them back to Earth for detailed analysis. Perseverance will also test technologies to help pave the way for future human exploration of Mars.
Defining the concept beauty is possibly the most difficult task in the world. The expression beauty is in the eye of the beholder is well known. The proverb emphasizes how various people have varied perceptions on beauty and how it varies from person to person. Beauty is a broad term that refers to a certain feature that an individual, an animal, a place, or an idea possesses.